Dear students, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How are you? I hope best for you. I Mukesh Kumar welcomes you to online Mukesh Online Academy. आपका मुकेश ऑनलाइन अकेडमी में स्वागत है. And we are doing the science of class 10 from NCERT book CBSE board. Okay. Now we are doing the chapter 2, that is the acid, base and salt. You know, this book is mainly followed into the CBSE board. Now whatever board, if any other board have started following the NCERT books, the students from those boards can also benefit from my videos, and more or less chemistry remains the same everywhere, so anybody can benefit from this. Okay, and we have already covered this chapter into the 5 previous videos, in which we had covered like acid base indicators, like different acids we have covered, like different properties of acids we have covered, different properties of base we have covered. Okay, and different questions related to that we have covered. Okay, and now in this video we will cover what do all acids and base have in common. What is the thing that gives them acidic properties? What is the thing that gives them the basic properties? That we will cover here. Okay, one usual tip: have you taken out your notebook and pen? Take it out. Okay, take the key points, take the short notes, prepare a summary. Okay, you know, when you prepare the summary for whole chapter, it becomes easier to revise them into the exam. You know, each and every line, each and every word can be a question in the exam. So read it in depth. Okay, you can follow some other books also. Okay, and I hope you will. If you have any doubt, if you have any query, then you can write to me on the WhatsApp or email. So we will be happy to solve your queries. And I hope you must be getting knowledge from my videos. Okay. And if you want to get the free notes of each and every chapter, then also you can write to me on the WhatsApp or email. So we will be happy to provide you. Okay. And if you want to get the live online classes, interactive online classes through Zoom app, then also you can write to me. We will be sharing detail with you. Okay. And I hope you must be getting knowledge from my videos. Kindly share it with your friends. Subscribe to it. Ask your friend to subscribe. And now you can follow me on the Telegram and Instagram also. Okay. And now in this video, what we are going to do, what do all acids and bases have in common? Okay. And the neutralization reaction based on the ions. That we will do in this video. So now let's start. So dear students, so now let's start. And in this video, we will do the what do all acids and base have in common. Okay. So first we have to do that. What do all acids have in common? Then we will do what do all bases have in common. Okay. So as we have already studied the chemical properties or different properties of the acids, one thing we have found very commonly, that hydrogen is everywhere. Whatever acid you take, you will find the hydrogen. Okay. So you can say that the hydrogen is common to all acids. Okay. So in every acid, the hydrogen is found. Okay. So first thing, we have studied the acids properties. So we have studied that they all have the similar property. There might be little differences, but they are very minor differences. So the all acids have the similar properties. So the first point is that all acids have similar chemical properties. Okay. So that we have studied first point. So this is the first point that is common between all acids. Okay. Second thing, we had studied all acids regarding there are few acids which do not have this kind of property, but all acids create or produce the hydrogen gas when they react with a reactive metal. Okay. So this we have seen with all the acids. Okay. In the reaction between acid and metal, we can write that all acids generate hydrogen gas on reacting with metal. Okay. Here, so that means so hydrogen seems to be common to all acids. So this is the property that we have seen. So we can say the hydrogen is common to all the acids. Okay. Next thing, when we put them into the water solutions, they get ionized. Okay, so they produce the hydrogen ions and the negative ion also. So the cation which is produced in the acid is always the hydrogen ion. Whatever type of acid you take, whether you take the weak acid or whether you take a strong acid, so it will always produce the hydrogen ion in the aqueous solution. So this is also common. Okay, we can write that the cation present in acid is hydrogen ion. Okay, clear? They produce hydrogen ions. Okay, that we write as a H plus, in bracket we write AQ. Okay, so this, whenever we have to write the hydrogen ion in the aqueous solutions in the acid, so we will always write AQ along with the H plus positive. Okay, so they produce the hydrogen ion. They produce hydrogen ions in aqueous solution. Aqueous solution means the solution in water. Okay, or we can write in water. Clear? And these hydrogen ions are responsible for the acidic behavior of the acid. Okay, if some compound does not produce the hydrogen ions, then it will not show the acidic behavior. So we can see that these hydrogen ions are responsible for the acidic behavior of the acid. Okay, so these hydrogen ions means which are responsible for their acidic behavior. Okay, or you can say acidic property. Okay, so we can have one more definition or a better definition for the acids. Okay, see, these are the compounds which produce the hydrogen ions on in dissolving in the water, or they produce the hydrogen ion in water. This is what the acid we can define. So we can write that an acid is a substance which produce or which an acid is a substance which dissociate, or you can say ionize, on dissolving in water to produce hydrogen ion. Okay, and hydrogen ions are always written as H plus in bracket AQ ion. Okay, so this is how we can define the. So an acid is a substance which dissociates or ionizes on dissolving water to produce the hydrogen ion. So this is the definition of acid that we can give appropriately on the basis of their ionization. Okay, so let's write some examples. Like examples, when we dissolve the HCl in the aqueous solution, AQ we have written because the water is used here. So what it will do? It will produce the hydrogen ions. Okay, and as a negative ion means anion, it will produce the chloride ion. So we will also write the AQ because they are also being produced into the aqueous solution. So these are the hydrogen ions and these are the chloride ions. Okay. Now second example we can take like sulfuric acid H2SO4. When we just put into the aqueous solution, then it produces the hydrogen ions. So we have the two hydrogen atoms here, so it will produce the two hydrogen ions. Okay, and the sulfate ions it will produce into the aqueous solution. So these are the sulfate ions. Okay, now we can take one more example like HNO3, which is the nitric acid. In aqueous solutions, it will produce the hydrogen ions H plus AQ and plus nitrate ions NO3 minus. Okay, this also we will write the AQ. So these are the nitrate ions. Okay, like this is the acetic acid CH3COOH AQ. This we call the acetic acid, or the chemical name or the IUPAC name is the ethanoic acid. Okay, when it is dissolved into the water, then it will produce the hydrogen ions. Here the hydrogen ions is here. Okay, the CH3 does not dissociate. Okay, so here it will produce the hydrogen ions AQ, which is written in the last. Only in the organic acids the hydrogen is written into the last as a ion. Okay, and it will produce the acetate ion CH3COO minus. This is the full ion, and this is the negative ion, and this is the acetate ion. Okay, so this is how we can get give the different examples. Clear? So now let's repeat. See, all acids have the similar chemical properties. As we have learned the chemical properties different, like the acid base neutralization, like the property, like the reaction with the metals, like the reaction with the metallic oxides. There are so many properties that we have studied, right? Like the reaction with the carbonates and metal hydrocarbonates, they all have the similar chemical properties. So this is the one common thing that we have here in the acids. Second thing, all acids generate the hydrogen ions when they react with the metals. Okay, but there might be few metals which are not reactive than hydrogen, which may not react, but most of the metals react with the acids to produce the hydrogen gas. Okay, if it is reactive. So that means we can just conclude from here that the hydrogen is common to the all acids. Okay, so the cation present in all acids, you will find the hydrogen in all acids. Okay, so the cation present in the acids is hydrogen. Okay, so whenever we dissolve, whenever we just dissolve the acid into the water, so in water it will get ionized. It will dissociate into the ions and will produce the cations and anions. And the cation produced here will be the hydrogen ion. Okay, got it or not? Okay, so whenever they are dissolved into the water, they produce cation as a hydrogen ion and negative ion, whatever may be the non-metallic ion. Clear? And these hydrogen ions are responsible for their acidic behavior or properties. Okay, so on this basis, what we can do, we can define acid as a substance which dissociates or ionizes on dissolving water to produce the hydrogen ions. And we have given the different examples, like when the hydrochloric acid is dissolved into the water. Okay, HCl is dissolved into the water, then it produces the hydrogen ions and chloride ions. Same when H2SO4 in the aqueous solution produce the hydrogen ions and sulfate ions, which are the anions. Same HNO3 in aqueous solutions produce the hydrogen ions and nitrate ions. Same ethanoic acid into the or acetic acid into the aqueous solutions produce hydrogen ions, and this can be the case with any acid. Okay, you take the example of any acid, so you can write the reaction or you can write the example similar to this. Right? Now we will study that what happens to an acid in the water solution. Here we have just shown the hydrogen ions, but actually what is happening in the aqueous solution? What happens to an acid in water solution? See, the hydrogen ion which has been produced here cannot exist independently. So what they do basically, they combine with the water molecules and produce the hydrogen ions. Okay, so what is happening actually the hydrogen ions which are present into the water, okay, they just combine with the water molecules and they produce the hydronium ions H3O plus. We call them hydronium ions. Okay, so whenever we are writing the equation, the above equation that we have write, instead of H plus AQ ions, we can also write the H3O plus ions. And if we are writing in terms of the H3O plus ions, then we don't need to write the AQ word along with that, as we have written in case of the hydrogen ions. Okay, if we are writing only the hydrogen ions, then we have to write in the brackets the AQ. AQ stands for the aqueous or water. Okay, so we can write it when an acid is dissolved in water, they give free hydronium ion. Okay, so we write them H3O plus, or we can write H plus A. Okay, and this process occurs only in presence of what? See, if there is any other solvent like alcohol or any other organic solvent, then they will not get ionized. So this ionization will take place only if the water is present here. Okay, so example is HCl. It is a gas. When we dissolve the HCl gas into the water, okay, which is a liquid, then what it will do? It will produce the hydronium ions H3O plus, and plus it will produce the chloride ions. Here we will have to write the A. Right? Same way like H2SO4 in the aqueous solutions, okay, it will produce the H3O plus. Okay, we will write 2 here to balance it, and SO4 minus AQ ions. We will have to write the 2 here. Clear? Now, acetic acid, as we have done above, CH3COOH plus H2O, which is liquid, and it will produce the H3O plus and plus CH3COO minus AQ. Okay, so whenever we are writing the hydronium ions, we don't have to write the AQ word along with that, as we are writing in the H plus AQ. Okay, so hydrogen ions do not exist as H plus ions in the solid. Okay, they attach themselves to the polar water molecules to form hydronium. Okay, the equation that we have given. Okay, so that is the equation that we can write. So hydrogen ions must always be written as either H plus AQ or H3O plus. Okay, so this is the way for writing the hydronium ions. So let's repeat. See what happens for the acid to the in the water solution. See, where as we have seen above, whenever we dissolve an acid into the water, so it will produce the hydrogen ions. Okay, but hydrogen ions does not exist as hydrogen ions. Okay, because they attach themselves or they combine themselves with the water molecules and produce the hydronium ions. This you can see the combination, okay, of the hydronium ions. Okay, so whenever we are dissolving any acid into the water, so they will produce the hydronium ions. Okay, and technically we can write the H plus ions also, but if we are writing hydrogen ions, then we should write either H plus AQ ions or we can write the H3O plus. Okay, so this is how we can represent an acid into the water solution. So now next we will do the what do all bases have in common, or what happens to a base in the water solution. Next we have what do all bases have in common. Okay, or we can write what happens to a base in water solution or in aqueous solution. Okay, see, we have studied the properties of base. So what we have found, most of the bases have the similar properties, like they react with the non-metallic oxides, like they react with the acids. Okay, like they have the effect on the different indicators. Okay, so most of the bases have this thing in common. But you must have found one thing. If we are writing like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide, so they have one thing is common, that is the hydroxide. Okay, hydroxide is a negative ion into this, which is responsible for the basic behavior of the base. Okay, so what we can write, when bases are dissolved into water, they produce hydroxide ion, OH minus A, or we call them hydroxide ions. Okay, so whenever we are dissolving any base, it will always ionize into the hydroxide ion or dissociate into the hydroxide ion in the solution, or you can say the aqueous solution. So we can take different examples, like if we just dissolve the sodium hydroxide into the water, okay, then what it will do, it will produce the sodium ions plus hydroxide. Sodium ions will also be in the water and hydroxide ion will also be in the water, so we will have to write the AQ. So these are the sodium ions and these are the hydroxide ions. Okay, this is the hydroxide group that we write with the bases. Okay, same way potassium hydroxide, we take the pellets here. You know, in the market or in the industry, we get the dry pellets of the sodium hydroxide. Okay, because in aqueous solution it is difficult to move from one place to another place, so we get the dry pellets of the sodium hydroxide, and till they are in the form of dry pellets, so they will not show the basic behavior. Once they are dissolved into the water, then they will show the basic behavior. Same way, when we dissolve the potassium hydroxide pellets into the water, so they will produce the potassium ions, okay, and they will produce the hydroxide ions. These are the potassium ions, and these ionization will take place into the water. Okay. Same way, when the magnesium hydroxide pellets the form in the powder form we get into the market. Okay, when we dissolve into the water, then it will produce the magnesium ions. Okay, Mg2 plus Aq. These are the magnesium ions, and it will produce the 2 hydroxide ions in aqueous solution. Okay, one more example we can take, like ammonium hydroxide. When we dissolve this into water, it will produce the ammonium ions, NH4 plus Aq. These are the ammonium ions. Okay, and it will produce the hydroxide ions. These are also into the aqueous solution. Okay, so in the as the way we define the acid, same way we can define the base also. So we can write that a base is a substance which on dissolving in water produces or dissociates into the hydroxide ions. And you remember, these hydroxide ions are responsible for their basic behavior. Okay, so what we are writing, a base is a substance which when dissolved in water gives hydroxide ion. These hydroxide ions is written as OH minus Aq, that we have to write in salt. So this is the definition of a base that we can. Okay, so we can say that this is the common property to all this, and this is common property to all. Okay, now let's repeat. See, whenever we dissolve any base into the water, so in the aqueous solution, it will produce the hydroxide ions. Okay, any base you take, it will always produce the hydroxide ion, because the basic behavior of the bases is because of the hydroxide ion. So if we produce the sodium hydroxide pellets into the water, it will produce the sodium ions and hydroxide ions. Same potassium hydroxide will produce the hydroxide ion and potassium ions. Same magnesium hydroxide will produce the magnesium ions and hydroxide ion. So ammonium hydroxide will also produce the hydroxide ion. So we can define the base like when it is dissolved into the water with the hydroxide ion in the solution, and this is the common property to all bases. Okay. Now there is one question, like hydrogen you can find in so many compounds. Hydroxyl group, or you can say the hydroxyl group you can find in some other compound also. Okay, but remember one thing, all acids contain hydrogen, but all hydrogen containing compounds are not acids. So we can write one line here. This is a very important line that you can just write, that all acids contain hydrogen. Okay, but all hydrogen containing compounds are not acids. So this you can get into the exam. Justify it. We will justify it into the next video. Okay, by you doing an activity. So that all acids contain hydrogen, but all hydrogen containing compounds are not acid. We will justify this into the next video in the activity. Okay. Same way, there are some compounds which contain the OH group, but they are not considered base because they do not produce the hydroxide ions. Okay, so we have the another sentence like compounds like alcohol, formula is C2H5OH. So look here, it also contains the OH group. Okay. See, all the alcohols contain OH group. So any kind of alcohol you take, there are so many kind of alcohol that you will study into the 4th chapter, carbon compounds. Okay. So any kind of alcohol you take, OH group is already present. So compounds like alcohol contain OH group, but it does not ionizes in the aqueous solution. Okay, to give hydroxide ion. Okay, hence it is not a base. Okay, so if any compound which contains the hydroxide group Okay, if it get ions in OH ions minus ions into the alcoholic solutions, then it will be considered as a base. Otherwise, it will not be considered as a base. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Okay, now we will just do. We have learned the neutralization reaction. We have learned the neutralization reaction. Okay, between the acid and bases. Now we will understand that neutralization reaction on the basis of the ions, in the terms of the ions involved. So now we will learn neutralization reaction between acids and bases in terms of ions in. Okay, so how we can explain it in terms of the ions. Okay, see, first of all, that we have studied that all acids generate hydrogen ions in aqueous solutions. Okay, and second thing that we have studied that all bases generate OH minus ions in aqueous solutions. Okay, so now this hydrogen ion and these hydroxide ion will combine together. Okay, so these H plus AQ ions and OH minus ion combine to form one. Okay, see, we have studied into the double displacement reactions. Okay, just we will explain the double displacement reaction also on the basis of it. Okay, and neutralization reaction. Basically, what is happening? The hydrogen ions are responsible for their acidic behavior, and the hydroxide ions are responsible for their basic behavior. Now, when they are combining with each other, that means they are neutralizing the effect of each other. Okay, so that means it will become neutral. Got it? And neutralization will take place. So it will have no longer the effect of the acid or base together. So the reaction is acid plus base with the salt in water. This is the neutralization reaction that we have studied. Okay. Now let's take acid in terms of hydrogen. Okay. It contains always hydrogen and it always contains any negative ion, which can be anything. Chloride, sulfate, anything it can be there. Okay. Base. It always contains a metallic component. It can be any metal. Okay. Which forms a base. Okay. And it will always contain the OH. So what will happen in the double displacement reactions that we have studied? Then ion exchange takes place. This negative ion will combine with this positive ion, metal ions. So it will produce the MX as a salt. So whenever we are writing the salt, we always write the metallic component first and the negative component next. Okay, and these H ions and OH ions will together form the HOH. Okay, which can be written as H2O that we normally write. So this is how we can explain the double displacement reaction also, and this is how we can explain the neutralization reaction also. Okay, so let's take a specific example like HCl plus NaOH together. See, this chloride ion and the sodium ion will together form the NaCl. This is the salt, which is sodium chloride. See, this is the hydrochloric acid. This is the sodium hydroxide and will produce the HOH, or you can say the water. Okay. Now, let's understand it how the ionization takes place. See, when we dissolve the HCl, okay, into the aqueous solution, then it will produce the H plus AQ ions and it will produce the chloride ions as we have studied earlier. Now, when we just dissolve the NaOH into the aqueous solutions, or you can say in the aqueous solutions, the sodium hydroxide will produce the sodium ions. Okay, there is a cation and OH minus ion as a negative. What will happen? The displacement will take place. These positive ions will go with the OH minus ions and these positive ions go with the chloride ions. These the hydrogen ions and the hydroxide ions are neutralizing the each other. Okay, so what will happen? This sodium ion and chloride ion will join together and will form the sodium chloride. And these hydrogen ions and these hydroxide ions together will form the water, H2O, which is the liquid. So this is how the neutralization takes place. Okay, now let's repeat it. See, what happens in neutralization reaction? We take the acid and base, and all acids generate the hydrogen ions, and all base generate the hydroxide ions into the aqueous solution. Okay, now these hydrogen ions and hydroxide ion will combine together, will join together, will react together, and they will form the water. That means the behaviors which were responsible for the acidic and basic effect, now they have joined together. Now there has been a neutralization takes place. Okay, so here you can see that the hydrochloric acid is producing hydrogen ions and chlorine ions. The sodium hydroxide is producing sodium ions and hydroxide ions, and so they are both just interchanging each other, just like we have studied into the double displacement reaction. Actually, it is a double displacement reaction, and they are producing the sodium chloride and water. I hope, students, you must have understood this. Okay, if you have any doubt, then you can write to me, so we can discuss it again, or we can make the so that we can clear your doubt. Okay, so dear students, in the next video we will do different questions about the behavior of acids and bases. There are different questions like hydrogen chloride gas does not change the color of the litmus paper while the dry litmus paper, while it changes the color of the wet litmus paper. Like these questions we will do, and we will just take the activity which can prove that the behavior of acid and bases is because of the hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions. So this we will cover into the next video. So thank you so much for your watching. Write your comments about the video, any query, any doubt about the topic into the comment box, or you can write to me on the WhatsApp or email. And I hope you are getting the knowledge from my videos. And if you want to do the live online classes, then also you can write to me on the WhatsApp or email. Okay, so we can have the interactive online classes. Okay, we organize them. They are where we can discuss each other, facing each other. And if you want to get the free notes of each and every chapter, then also you can write to me on the WhatsApp or email. We will be happy to provide you. And I hope you must be getting knowledge from my videos, and you must be making the short notes. Okay, so that you can revise them into the exam. Okay, kindly share it with your friends, subscribe to it, ask your friend to subscribe. Thank you so much.